Welcome to Tech Bytes and News, your daily roundup of articles featured in Hacker News. Today, we're diving into a surprisingly fascinating linguistic puzzle, the etymology of restaurateur. It's a word that trips up even culinary students, you know? Intriguing.
Absolutely. I've always wondered about that missing N. Is it a simple spelling error that somehow stuck, or is there a more complex history at play?
Oh, it's way more interesting than a simple mistake. It all goes back to French, naturally. The word originates from the verb restaurer, meaning to restore, repair, or renew.
I see. So it's not about restaurants at all initially?
Not directly, no. Initially, a restaurateur in the Middle Ages was a type of medical assistant, preparing patients for surgery. But get this. They were also known for a special restorative meat-based soup. This soup, itself called restaurant, was believed to fortify people physically and spiritually.
Wow, that's a completely different image than I had in my head. So the place where the soup was served eventually became known as a restaurant too?
Exactly. Then, after the French Revolution, chefs who'd previously worked for the aristocracy started opening public eating places, serving all sorts of food, not just restorative soups. That's when the modern restaurant, as we know it, really took off.
So the word restaurateur predates the modern concept of a restaurant? That's a pretty cool historical twist. Amazing.
Precisely. And the N was never there to begin with. The word evolved from the French verb, adding the masculine suffix auteur to create the noun. There's no missing N to account for. It's just a matter of linguistic evolution.
That's a much more satisfying explanation than I expected. It makes perfect sense now. So just to be clear, the pronunciation should reflect the spelling, right? No adding an extra N sound?
Absolutely. Pronounce it as it's spelled, restaurateur. Anything else sounds, well, unprofessional. And remember, the feminine version was restauratrice. But thankfully, that one didn't stick.
Good to know. This whole thing is a great example of how language evolves and how seemingly simple words can have such rich histories. Thanks for shedding light on this culinary linguistic mystery.
My pleasure. And for our listeners, if you're interested in learning more about the fascinating world of culinary arts and the history behind the food we eat, check out the Culinary Institute of America's website. They have tons of resources and information. Thanks for tuning in to Tech Bytes and News. Have a great day and bon appétit.
Bye-bye.